Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL back with another one. Got my boy HD here. You know what I'm saying? We got something to talk
Yeah.
about. So let my boy HD speak to y'all real quick. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? What's up? People.
Uh-uh. All right. So tonight, y'all see the title. We're about to talk about DJ Academics or Moist Ass. Cause he said some disrespectful stuff to the OGs, talking about y'all broke Dusty, made all the excuses in the world. Then he got on Breakfast Club and tried to say the reason why he said what he said was because they're not handing down game and all that. So we had a lot of people that responded. You got LL Cool J, you got MC Shan, you got some of everybody that had something to say. So we gonna throw in our little 2 cents in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So H, what how you want to start this?
Well, as you just stated, when he went on the Breakfast Club, he tried to do the whole cleanup act and talk about, you know, it's about game and handing out knowledge and helping other people progress. But for people who have knowledge of DJ Academics, he does a lot of boastful, bragful talk about money, cars, houses, and things like that. So, in all actuality, that's what really, in my opinion, was trying to get at, saying that some of the older people, don't have certain things before he tried to clean it up. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is just the misinformation, because unfortunately for the younger generation, there are a lot of younger men and women that listen to him, that live and die by his word, and they take what he says seriously. So the younger generation could be looking at some of these older people, and because they're not flashy, because they're not on Instagram showing off that they got 12 cars, that they got 6 houses, and wearing all this jewelry, they think that some of these older people don't have money, and it's just not true. And you mentioned, LL Cool J. There was a time where LL was kind of on the flashy side, but now that he's older, progressing in his career, doing more movies and TVs than rap music, he doesn't dress in a certain way, but does that mean he doesn't have money? LL Cool J is one of the most successful and profitable rappers, you know, of all time, but because he doesn't present himself a certain way, the younger generation may look at him and say, "Oh, he's broke," whereas the term he used, "dusty," and it's
Uh-huh.
just not true. And even Russell Simmons came on and gave his 2 cents, and we all know that Russell Simmons never was someone big wearing a lot of jewelry and things like that, but he been rich for forever and still rich. And there's a lot of the older generation that are very well off and are doing things outside of music. It doesn't have to be just making money off rap music or album sales. A lot of these people went outside and invested in commercial real estate, or invested in the housing market, or whatever it is that they chose to do, and they have two and three different businesses. So to me, that's also another way of showing that you are a success, that you may have started in rap, but you progressed to two, three, four, five other businesses that have nothing to do with rap, and you still making money, whether it's owning a grocery store or whatever the case may be. So he's giving these young people this misinformation of, if you're a rapper, you ain't flashing or talking about your cars and your houses, that means that you're dusty and broke, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, I will say that when you go back and look in the history, right? So when they started out, it was just something fun that a bunch of street kids was doing in the South Bronx, and then it progressed to other boroughs, and then record labels came calling, seeing they can make some money off of it, and a lot of artists got screwed over. So a lot of OG artists nowadays try to give game, and then a lot of people say, "Well, you're not relevant, so why should they listen to you?" But it's like you doing the same thing I'm
Exactly.
doing. So when I was younger, if you look at certain artists that like LL and Cool G Rap and Rakim and a lot of other cats, they got started before they was like 20. So when they was getting their little money, you got to realize at that age, back in the '80s, if you was making like, let's say 1,500 a show, that was a lot of money back then in the '80s. That could be equivalent to almost like 5, 10 grand in between us. So you making a lot of money for that age, and you making more money than your parents making. So say if you making 20 grand a month, that's a little over $200,000 a year starting out. Now, of course, a lot of artists were supposed to get paid more. Like if you look at MC Shan, he was supposed to get paid more than what he got paid. He was supposed to get more credits than he actually got. So he's the biggest person to build up Cold Chillin' Records. You know what I'm saying? So you seen that happen over the years, and then cats got smart as the '90s came, getting into more sponsorship deals, advertising deals, movie deals, TV show deals. They start making a lot of money. So a lot of these cats may joke on them and pick on them, but what they don't understand is that the OGs are trying to get y'all game. Like, listen, be careful about it. And then because of what they did, they paved the way for DJ academics to have a job, or Rap City, or Yo MTV Raps, for people to report on it, people to make magazines like Double XL, The Source, Vibe magazine. They made a lot of money because of what the hip hop icons had done, the legends have done. So when we just talk about that, I understand it because hip hop started out boasting. I get it. But the sad thing is that we still had this young mentality. And what you got to realize is where you're going to be at next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. Like you said about Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons been here since like 83. So how can you clown him? How can you clown LL Cool J, who been in here since like '86? You got all these people that been here for years. You got Grandmaster Flash, Triple OG, that been here since the '70s. You got Melly Mel and Scorpio, they still here since the '70s. You got Curtis Blow, who's still here since the '70s. So that's the blessing. That's what we got to teach the youth, is being able to progress and grow in the culture, keep it moving forward, and stop disrespecting the elders, because once you become older, it's going to happen to you sooner or later. Next thing you know, like, look how they treat Bow Wow. They used to love Bow Wow when he was a teen star and stuff like that, and getting older. Now, oh, he broke. He ain't got no money. He ain't this. He's still connected with Jermaine Dupri. That's like his godfather. So he got with it. He gonna be all right. And he was hosting 106 in Park. He was on the CSI show. Like, the man makes movies. He probably made like $2 to $5 million a movie. So to clown somebody for that when they are still around and still relevant is stupid, because we don't realize it's about the long game. It's about the longevity. It's about paying it forward. What you learn from the OGs, you pay it forward to the younger cats coming up so they can do better. That's just like I did a video earlier. We were talking about being a rapper is the most dangerous thing. No, it's not. It's depending on what you do, because you got a lot of rappers that have never been through none of that stuff. If they was doing street stuff, they didn't put in their records because they didn't want to call attention to themselves. So God bless them to progress. There's so many stories about people I can name without going into it, but they're able to progress, and still do things still to this day. You can go start your own podcast. You got Dub C, and I'm sorry I forget the other brother that's with him, but they started their own podcast. Been in the game a long time. You got the Ghetto Boys that been here, got their own podcast. Willie D killing it in the podcast game. He got about almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he don't even show videos and clips. He just talks, drop game and knowledge, and dip. But he's still doing his thing. He got a bunch of businesses, so it's about the long game. And sadly enough, I know the young people are going to do that, but hopefully there's OGs that still can reach out to him and talk to him. So DJ Academics, he need to really worry about a lot of them shy rappers that want to put hands on, instead of talking about the OGs and making it worse for himself. You need to learn game, shut up, keep it moving, do your thing, but be careful what you say about certain people. I ain't saying being scared of them because they're gonna hurt you and all that, but just show respect, because one day you want to be able to still be here because you're still making money off of it. You become a millionaire off of what you say about rap and hip hop, and you dissing the forefathers is stupid. You know what I'm saying? It just makes no sense. You got anything else on that, HD? I know you got something else you want to throw in there, right?
Yeah, and even just for the people, even some people who have bigger names, like 50 Cent, for example, like that. I forgot the exact title of it, but the entrepreneur things he's been having down in Houston, where you can come and try to, learn some things. There were some people trying to clown him and say, "Oh, what I want to go to some thing for to learn something from that old ass nigga," and it's like this man has made so much money from the start, like we said, in rap, and then branching off to clothing and movies and TV and owning businesses. and just everything. And it's like, why would you not want to go learn entrepreneurial skills from someone like him? It just makes no sense. The younger generation has this I know everything attitude, and that's something that DJ Academics did not mention. How the young people have that, not all, but some of them have that attitude of I don't need to learn nothing from this old ass motherfucker. I could do this on my own. What I need to listen to him for? I want to do it my way. So how can someone from the older generation hand down some game or teach you something when you have that feeling and thought in your head that I could do it myself? I don't need you. And then the whole thing of not thinking, like we spoke earlier about Nelly and people saying, have been making fun of Nelly for years and years and years, but you know, as we're speaking about, this man had a residency in Las Vegas. You know that you have to be a top tier person to get a residency out in Las Vegas. So the man can't be that washed up because when you get a residency, they sign you for a contract, and it's not for no couple grand. You're gonna get some millions. So somebody could from the older generation could get a residency in Las Vegas, do that for 1 or 2 years, and then sit off that money because they're going to be making millions off of those 2 years, and not just one or two. They're going to be making multiple millions of dollars, and then they could take that and put it into something else. And one of the biggest things that bothers me about DJ Academics and this younger generation is this fascination with the Instagram and Twitch and TikTok. Yes, those things are very good to use, but to them, if they don't see you flashing what you have or promoting your bank account on one of those platforms, that means that you're not doing anything. That means that you're not making any money. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. There's so many people, older rappers, that have a lot of things going on behind the scenes or on the low, and they're not throwing all that stuff on Instagram because why? They're grown ups. They're out there making money. They don't have time to be making videos showing, oh, this is my bank account. This is what I'm doing. So he needs to be telling the whole truth and the whole breakdown of everything instead of just trying to clown somebody because they're not on one of these Instagram or Twitch platforms showing off things. It's it's
Uh-huh.
it's really it's really bad that you have somebody that's leading the direction of the young people and they're taking them down the wrong way because we do not want to get into a war of the old generation and the new generation. We need to be on the same page. We don't need to be warring against each other. They need to be on the same page. Now there are some older, rappers that do hate on the younger generation because of jealousy, but for the most part, I see or feel the love that's coming from the older generation because they're always shouting out these young people, saying who they like, saying, I dig this person and I dig that person, music or what they're doing outside. So instead of it trying to be a clash, it needs to be more of a coming together. And when he does and says things like that, he's spreading them apart instead of bringing them together.
uh. That's real. That's real talk. I mean, I know he gonna do some more stupid stuff going in the future, but it's up to the OGs to try to grab who they can and mentor them and give them knowledge to what direction they can go as they become adults, whether male rappers or female rappers. You know what I mean? So we just wanted to go ahead and drop in, like I said, sprinkle our little 2 cents in on this situation. You know what I'm saying? Just real short and sweet. Get in here, get out. But we're gonna have definitely more things to come. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you like and definitely make sure you share. So we about to get out of here. Say peace to the people.
Peace, all you people. Ma.
All right, we out.